Everybody, welcome to the October 19th, 2023 public hearing of the Prescott Board of Adjustment. Welcome, Councilwoman Contami. Thank you for being here. I'm going to take roll call. I'm Jim Lamerson. I'm the chairman. Tony Teeters, vice chair.
Here.
Tom Davis. Mary Frederickson.
Here.
Miriam Halbrick.
Here.
Mark Hoeknes.
I'm here.
James Myers.
Here.
Okay, just before we get started, Miriam, would you lead us in Pledge of Allegiance, please?
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I always think it's important when we sit here, whether it's volunteer or elected or whatever the case is, when we do the public's work, that we state our Pledge of Allegiance. So thank you very much. Well, it looks like we've got six of the 7 here, and which still means that we got to have majority, quorums of 3 to do anything. So. Four, sorry. I guess I don't add too good. So anyway, I'd like to get right into opening the public hearing. Would you like to lead that for us, please, staff member?
Yes, approval of the September 21st, 2023 meeting minutes.
I'm open for a proposal to approve the minutes from our last board meeting.
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
Mark Hoeknes here, and I move to approve the minutes to our last Board of Adjustment meeting.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Tony Teeters, second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. It looks like the motion passes unanimously. I didn't hear any nays. So moving forward.
Thank you, Chairman. Tammy DeWitt, Community Planner with the City of Prescott. Before you is a conditional use permit for a rental car agency at the Gateway Mall, at the mall. So this is a request that seeks a conditional use permit for a new rental car agency in an existing building that was previously used as the former Sears Tire Center. Per Land Development Code, Section 2.3 Land Use Table, rental car agencies are allowed in the Business Regional Zoning District with a conditional use permit. So the proposed use with conditional use permit is in conformance with the proposals of the general plan and all other requirements. Usually they are allowed by right in the industrial transitional and industrial light zoning districts. The proposed location for this type of business is within a building with other businesses that will not impact the adjacent properties. So here's the subject property. It is where this former Sears Tire Center was. It is zone business regional. And here's the imagery of that property. So this shows the area that's going to be used as the rental agency. And this is the existing building. There's no changes to the building. There's plenty of parking on site for the proposed use and the other uses that are coming in on this property. And this shows the bays will be used for cleaning and getting the cars ready for rental. And then they have a large office area for the guests to come in. We did review this with all our review criteria for conditional use permit, and there were no issues or concerns, and it met all the criteria. It is an existing building and with similar uses in the area. This is not in a historic preservation district, and we received no comments from any of the neighboring residents. Staff recommends approval of the conditional use permit for a car rental agency, and we have no conditions to add to this. If there are any issues, the ranch does let us know if they don't turn off their sign at night or something like that. We do get calls from the ranch residents out there to let us know if there's any issues. So, but that concludes my presentation, and I'm happy to answer any questions, and the applicant is also here.
Thank you very much. I'll open it up for discussion of the board if anybody has any comments they want to make.
Frederickson here. There was a indication within the packet about the signage maybe needing an additional step in the process. Is that true, or does this conditional use permit include whatever signage they're going to have on the outside of the building?
Well, whatever signage, they'll have to meet code requirements and get a permit for it. But otherwise, there's no other issues.
So separate from what we're doing here today.
Correct. This isn't a business corridor, so there are other criteria about when lights have to be out and signs have to be off by 10 p.m. or close of business and things like that. So there's already stuff in the land development code that addresses that they'll have to comply with.
Thank you. Also,
welcome.
about the parking, I understand they have some allotted number of spaces. Do you know if it's going to be cordoned off or signage that indicates these spaces are for enterprise?
What we've seen with the other rental agencies out there, that they have signs that these are for their cars, and then there's parking for for customers.
Thank you. And then just one more thing. I know that I've seen reporting of a potential hotel kind of at that end of the parking lot. And
Yeah.
then I was never quite sure where the proposal is for the hotel adjacent to this location, the Sears and now the Enterprise.
Yes.
Where is the hotel envisioned?
Kind of north of this area, in the parking lot. So, but there's adequate parking for the hotel and adequate parking for this, as well as the East Spire. They do have cross parking agreements, so for the mall area. So,
Thank you.
you're welcome.
Thank you for that discussion. Are there any other comments from the board?
Mr. Chairman, Mark Oakness here. Tammy, I think it's fantastic that things are going in, businesses are going in. Are there any other businesses that are going adjacent to this facility that we're aware of right now?
No, the mall has new owners and rebranding themselves, and we haven't heard anything else from them really recently.
Okay, fantastic. I noticed last time I was in the area that the parking lots are getting repaved and the like. Is that happening in front of this area as well?
Yes.
Excellent. Thank you.
Sure.
Thank you for that discussion. Any more from the board? Not hearing any, I'll open this up for a motion to either approve or deny the conditional use permit. Okay.
I move that we approve CUP 23-002.
Do I hear a second?
Frederickson, second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed? I didn't hear any, so it passes unanimously. And thank you, board, for being here today. It's always nice to see you guys and chit-chat a little bit. So with no other business from an official capacity, is there, I see Councilwoman. Yeah.
Connie can tell me, resident of Prescott, City Council also. I wanted to just comment on this, and it's not in support of necessarily, but sort of in support. Several years ago, we were talking about the mall was on the auction block, and some of the business associates I had were willing to buy that mall as it went to auction. And one of the things I did in my research about the viability of malls across America today, and the fact that a lot of them were dying, was the things that I researched were the very successful malls. And one of them, if anybody's ever been to the Mall of America in Minneapolis, Minnesota, the combination of things that we need here took place there many years ago. And part of the new business that are coming up here, in addition to the hotel, there's also, I believe, 23 townhomes that have been approved for the outer loop, 25. So the success puzzle pieces are living quarters. And so if we can attract the combination of the living quarters, the hotel, something like this, we've got some doctors that are interested in opening up a dental office in the mall. Of course, we need, all the combination of it's like a little mini city. That's what makes the mall successful. So myself and many of the people that are involved in economic development in the city have been very anxious to see this first step happen with the mall, because we, of course, all love that mall and we'd like to see it thrive. I know when I drive up there and I see all those rent-a-cars, if you didn't know they were rent-a-cars, you'd think, oh, the mall is thriving, and you go in there and you realize it's actually not thriving quite yet. But as we slowly approach that time where we're going to have all those puzzle pieces, this is a good step forward, along with some of the living quarters, the apartments that are coming up. I think once we import the clientele in that mall, it'll start to survive. So anyway, I just wanted to mention that. I know, Mary, you mentioned something about the other stuff going around the mall. I don't know if you were aware of, it's a slow-moving target here, but we are getting some of that stuff up at the mall. So anyway, just wanted to make that comment. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments, Councilwoman. Any more discussion at all? All right. Yeah, would you like to make a motion?
Yeah, James Myers, I make a motion, we adjourn.
Second that motion. I have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Passes unanimously.